Norman, please reflect on this, as I have put almost 3-4 questions for you,
Of
even
course,
not the moderator.
I want to pass it to Norman. As you were hearing Professor Abdullah Al Mamun in the studio, silence of the United Nations, very important. There was a pattern I want to mention as well. The US leaving UNESCO, a cultural semi-organization of the United States, United Nations. So that is just one example, just the move away, as well as we hearing things such as the United Nations having a huge financial crisis. They have enough to run until mid-July, as far as some of the media outlets is saying. So all of these points combined from the discussion in the studio, what is some of the feelings, vibes you are getting from us? How would you explain some of these things? US is in a vulnerable situation, and of course, not all of the things that US President Donald Trump does, he does often bypass congressional approval. All of these things are important for us to understand.
And also, I would particularly like to have your reflection on my argument that US vulnerability support from the ally.
From the EU.
Yes. This is a big situation, and a pattern has been developed. Just mentioning the World Health Organization was notified today by Argentina that Argentina is now requesting to leave that, just like the United States. So these organizations, the United Nations and whatever, who basically have been silent, suspiciously silent regarding this situation, the world is in conflict, and we need to figure out a way to move forward in regards. Like I mentioned before, we're not going back. There's no reset, there's no fixing, there's no glue, there's no tape to put this back together. We have to figure out what's going on, how we move forward. We notice we have the situation with Gaza has not been resolved. It had expanded. Now we got over 100, more than almost 200,000 people been displaced because of what's going on in Lebanon. So now we got women, children, people sick, and this thing now with Iran. We're looking at putting troops in there. We're looking at attacking. We're destroying infrastructures. Infrastructures are being destroyed, which has to be rebuilt at some point in time. This stuff has to be built. And at what cost? Do we have the money? Do we have the means? How are we going to do this thing? Because the world has to move on regardless of how we feel about our neighbor. We are moving on. The world is moving on. The world is not stopping because you have a difference with your neighbor next door, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Somalia, it doesn't matter, Venezuela, Cuba. It's all the same. We're dealing with the same situation. We have an issue with the human. We have to learn to relate to people and understand. We need each other. Energy is the issue. We don't have the ability to produce everything else. So we may think we do, but we don't. We are interdependent on each other. So if we don't address these issues, these flare-ups will continue. It's like putting water on the forest fire, or a cup of water. It's going to flare up somewhere else until you address the core problem. The core problem is that we have an issue with dealing with each other and how we want to relate. Some countries, some groups want to believe that they can dominate and control everything. And as we see, even with the result, the great and mighty nation of the United States and its allies can't conquer this. This is something that we're going to have to deal with. It's going to eat at our soul until we address it. We can destroy this, we can build this, we can put this up, but if opens up another problem somewhere else in the world, which we have to address. So the issue is, hey, we need to stop and say, what are we doing? Where do we want to go? And everybody need to have a part in that. There's issues with energy in the Middle East. We need that oil, and we need the energy, we need the stuff, and we need the food and everything that goes on. If we don't address this issue, bombs, there's not enough bombs, there's not enough military, there's not enough army, and there's definitely not enough governments to contain this thing. This is larger than any government we have, including the big three: China, Russia, United States. It's not, it's bigger than that. So they're basically trying to control this, but we have to stop and talk about where we want to be and how we want to get there and how everybody can participate in the process.
Of
War is
course.
unnecessary in this situation. It's
Right.
unnecessary. It does nothing. All it does is destroys something that we have to rebuild, and you still have to talk about how we're going to do it, and you still need active participation, even in the people that we believe that we are defeating and controlling or conquering or moving forward. The victory. The victory is no peace. We have no peace right now until we come together and deal with people.